Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. Today I'm going to be traveling to Trinidad in my kitchen and I'm going to be making a very popular and delicious dish known as doubles. Let me just show you what it looks like. Here are the delicious doubles we're going to be making today. Later on I have a special guest, a friend of mine with Trinidadian roots, Taurean. He's going to share a little bit about his personal experience with doubles and what Trinidad was like back in the day. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! First of all, I'm adding 1.5 cups of dried chickpeas to this bowl. I'm pouring 4 cups of water on top. And I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of our baking soda and stirring it in. This should help to soften the chickpeas. And we'll pop it in the fridge overnight. Over here in this bowl, I'm adding 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of raw sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1 1/4 teaspoons of our instant yeast. Now I'm going to add 1.5 cups of warm water. This type of dough is going to be stickier than your average bread dough. So try to resist the urge to add too much flour. Our dough is mixed up now, so I'm lightly coating it with oil. I'm now covering the dough with saran wrap and I'll place an additional towel on top and pop it in the fridge overnight. I'm preheating the stovetop to medium, bringing a pot of water to a boil with some salt. I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Here's our chickpeas that have been soaking overnight. I've rinsed and drained them and I'm adding them to the pot. Once the water is boiling, it should take about 25 minutes or so for the chickpeas to cook. I'm just skimming off the foam here. And here you can see our chickpeas are nicely cooked. I'm roughly chopping our yellow onion, it's 1/4 cup's worth, and we have our green bell pepper, 1 stalk of celery. We have 1 small yellow bell pepper here, and I'm adding 1 green onion. I have a handful of cilantro here, and some parsley. And we have a sprig of oregano we're going to incorporate, as well as a sprig of thyme. Here I have 5 garlic cloves and 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. Upon cutting open the Scotch bonnet pepper, I noticed there weren't very many seeds. Also, the red color isn't very deep, so this is not going to be super spicy. And here's about a thumb's worth of ginger we're going to be adding. So for our green sauce, we're just going to blend up all these ingredients. I'm adding 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now it's time to blend it all up. I've added some lime juice as well, a couple of tablespoons worth. And I remembered I had to add salt and pepper, of course. So here it is, our beautiful green seasoning. You can pop it in the fridge till you're ready to use it. I'm chopping up 3/4 of a medium yellow onion. And I'm just going to chop up our 5 cloves of garlic. I'm also going to include the green Scotch bonnet pepper. This one is more mild. I'm heating our stovetop to medium, getting our Dutch oven nice and hot, adding some oil to our Dutch oven. Now that the oil is hot, I'm adding the onions. I want to get the onions brown because I think it will provide a nice flavor, although the onions were not added first in other recipes I've come across. Our onions are a golden color now, so I'm adding in the garlic and our green Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm just going to get this fragrant. Now it's time to add in our chickpeas, aka channa. Give it a nice stir. And I'm adding in 4 cups of water. It is traditional to use a wooden spoon. I'm adding in our curry powder. We got 3 teaspoons. I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of turmeric. I'm now adding in our salt and pepper. Pepper helps to activate the benefits of turmeric. We're going to want to bring this to a boil now. Once it's boiling away, you can reduce the heat to low. Doubles were invented in 1936 in Fairfield, Princestown, Trinidad, by Amamualdeen and Raman Raslulandeen, a husband and wife pair. They were inspired by North Indian cuisine, more specifically channa bhatura. However, it is a different dish. And some of you may be thinking, this seems like the perfect dish for lunch or dinner time, which it is in my opinion. However, in Trinidad, it is most popular at breakfast time. And in fact, many street vendors sell out of doubles before noon. It is also enjoyed as a late night snack after a night of drinking. Feel free to mash up some of the chickpeas. This is how the dish is intended to be, and also it will help to thicken up the sauce. Our channa has reduced quite a bit since we started, so it's time to add our ground cumin and our masala. Now it's time to add in our green seasoning. I'm adding 3 tablespoons. You can adjust it to your taste. If you're worried about the thin consistency, this is how the dish is supposed to be, although we are reducing it. Now it's time to move on to our bara, which is our fried bread component. I'm heating up a pan with oil. I'm not going to be doing the deep frying. I'm doing some shallow frying. I'm just not in the mood for all that oil. Here's our dough. It's been rising overnight. It is a sticky dough, so you're going to want to get your fingertips coated with some oil. And then we're going to place our pieces in our hot pan. Remembering to flip them and not overcrowding the pan. Frying them to the golden brown color and keeping them warm in our oven as we go. Our oven is set to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. You will see that they'll puff up nicely.
Hi, my name is Taurean and I'm a friend of Janice. So I'm doing this video for her episode on doubles. So as a kid, I didn't have doubles much at home, but when I went to a lot of Caribbean events, including events where it involved the steel pan, that's where I had most of my doubles. So I guess the best type of doubles I love are, I think the best thing about doubles for me is that they're small, they're cheap, and they're tasty. And especially with a little pepper sauce, and not the American kind, but the Trinidadian time with a little spice. So some of the top experiences in Trinidad for me was one, I actually went to my dad's old steel pan yard where he used to play as a kid. So that was fun, and I think I played a pan there. So there's a picture of me on a pan at my dad's old pan yard. Also, my second one is probably going to Maracas Beach, which is absolutely beautiful. But the most thrilling part about that was actually trying to get there, because what you have to do is you have to drive up this mountain, which is both exciting and scary at the same time. But the going to Maracas is all worth it. Thank you.
Now it's time to plate everything. So we're just gonna scoop our channa, aka chickpeas, on top of our bara, our fried bread. I'm topping it with our green seasoning here. I'm doing it open face style, just to avoid the mess. Traditionally, these are enjoyed in sandwich form. Now I'm adding our cucumber chutney as well. And some pepper sauce on the side, hot pepper sauce, lime for garnish, and cilantro. Our cucumber chutney consists of cucumber, garlic, lime, sugar, salt, pepper, and cilantro. Here we go, you know what time it is now. It's that time again, everyone. I get to try it. The time I've been waiting for. Here we go. So normally you would do it the sloppy way. It would be in sandwich form. It would be quite saucy. But I'm doing the more dainty way. I don't want to end up with a huge mess, even though I probably will anyway. Not as much as a mess. I'm so glad I finally made these. The first time our friend Jimmy told me about doubles, and I never tried them before, and then I tried them in the Junction. They were doing a little, they had a little festival there at the time, and I really enjoyed my first taste of doubles, and I knew I just had to make them someday. So today was the day, and I'm so happy that they turned out so well. Their pepper sauce, or hot pepper sauce on the side here, I've been dipping into. It may take a while, but it's worth it. It is simple to make other than the time. They're absolutely delicious. I'm so glad they turned out so well. Have you made doubles before? Feel free to drop me a line down below, or if you have any friends or relatives who make doubles, feel free to share your own personal experience. I'm always interested to hear from you. And if any questions arise, drop me a line down below and I'll be more than happy to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and hitting that little bell icon. Hit that thumbs up button and feel free to share this video with your family and your friends. Bon appetit!